In this particular module, we are going to learn that how you can automate out a WhatsApp bot with the help of Selenium with Python. So this is the topic that we are going to discuss right today, and we'll be making out a quick project with the help of this particular Selenium library. So in that case, what I'll be doing is that I'll be automating and making out a WhatsApp bot with the help of the Selenium, and that Selenium will be with the Python itself.
If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so that you don't miss out on any new updates or video releases from Great Learning. If you enjoy this video, show us some love and like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing. So make sure you share this video with your friends and colleagues. Make sure to comment on the video. Any queries or suggestions and I will respond to your comments.
So I would just not waste out too much of time here. As soon as we proceed on with the things, in that case only I'll be giving you the reference of the things, whatever the things are needed to be put on and from where to get out these particular things and the link, right? Okay. So here what I'll be doing is that first of all I'll be writing out your import SYS. This is one of the libraries that I would be importing out. Your SYS is basically for my system, right? Next, I'll be importing out my time library. What's that time library used for? So time I'll be importing so that, let me just give you a scenario here. Let's say I had just opened out my file. Okay, my WhatsApp has been opened. Now, into that case as well, I would be getting out and giving it out some time that within this particular interval of time, if my message has been sent through my bot, then that is okay. Otherwise, show me the error that it is not getting executed and the time limit has exceeded. So I just want all of these things to be automated on a particular time so as to get the ease of writing the code first of all, so as to get the ease of watching out the output, and so as to get the ease of getting and seeing out the output. Right? This is the idea. That's why I have imported out this time module here. Hope you got out this idea as well. Next, again, I would repeat out, we'll be using out the WebDriver suite of tools from the Selenium. What's the reason? WebDriver is one of the suite of tools which is most beneficial and you can say most accurate whenever you are going to deal out with the web automation parts. Here in this particular case, what we are going to do out? We are going to do out the web automation, right? Whatever the WhatsApp will be automating out. So if you are using out your PC or laptop, into that only you'll be writing out your programs, right? So in that case, what happens out? In that case, your WhatsApp gets executed onto your web. Let's take it Chrome or take it Firefox, whatever you just wish out, take that. And onto that part only, your WhatsApp gets executed. So yes, that's a web. That's the reason WebDriver is one of the tools which is mostly and the best suited for the web automation. And the reason is I would be using out that here. Fine. So let's write out here that from Selenium import, and here goes the WebDriver. So I have just imported out the WebDriver from my Selenium library. WebDriver is one tool which you have in the Selenium. So if you just want to import that out, first of all you need to import out the Selenium. Then only you could import out the WebDriver, right? And right, it's all for now. What I'll be doing is that I'll be proceeding on with the code, and what are the other things we need to import that I'll be importing afterwards as soon as we get out the use of them. Right. Okay. So now the very first thing that I would be making out here is that I'll be making out a function for getting the user. Right, for entering the name of the user, for opening out the search box. You remember that we see out the search box above, right? For automating that out and for getting out those things, I would be writing out here the function. So my function I'll be making out div, and let's say user underscore chat, my function. Into the bracket, okay, that's underscore, I'm sorry, right here. Putting out the colon, coming to the new line. Now, what I'll be doing is that I'll be selecting out a text box for the chat, but for that I would simply write out here pass and give out the functions for automating out my WhatsApp, because till the time the WhatsApp hasn't been automated, I would not be able to go ahead with these particular things. I would not be able to open out my WhatsApp. right? So what I would just do here is that I would simply write out here my main function. So if underscore, I would simply write out main and hit enter. Now this is the main function which we have here into this Python programming language. We see the main function of the main is that it helps you that, let's say you just imported out this file onto the other file as well. You want to use out some functions. So if you are not using out this main function, so those functions will not be executed. I mean that all of the ones will be executed and you would not get out your relevant output. In that case, this main is one of the functions which help you to restrict out your output. Whatever the functions you're going to call inside the main, only that will be executed here in this particular file. Hope you got out a little idea regarding this main function, right? Okay, this is all set. Now after this, what I'll be doing is that I would be first of all writing out my WhatsApp link form. For that form we'll be getting out the things, right? Let's go ahead and let's make out an I could just simply say a variable my underscore options. Okay, a variable. Now into this I'll be first of all using out that WebDriver module, WebDriver function which we have already imported above, putting out a dot here, and as I am executing that with the help of my Chrome browser, so in that case I'll be using out here the Chrome options, right? Fine, this is all set. Next, what I just need to do is that now in this case I need to get out my Chrome driver. Here is the case where I need to enter out my Chrome driver. Now just one second, let me just open out from this particular site and let me go on to the folder. Okay, this is one of the folders which I have here, that's the Great Learning folder, and inside that I have this Chrome driver.exe. Now whenever you are using out the Chrome driver into your particular project, in whenever project you are using a Chrome driver, you need to have that separately installed here. Simply go on to the Google and write the Chrome driver install and you'll be getting out an exe file and you could simply install that out, right? That's okay. That you will be able to do onto your own, that because that's not that much difficult. Second thing to keep in mind here, very clear, please listen to me very much carefully right here. Whatever the file, in whatever the file you are writing out your project, right, that file will be saved onto a particular folder. Make sure to save that Chrome driver.exe into the same folder where your file is being saved, into which you are writing out your code. Please make sure to do out that particular thing, otherwise this project will not at all get executed. You must have written all the things absolutely correct, but if you do not have Chrome driver in the exe format saved onto that particular folder where you are writing out the project, so it would not get executed, right? So please remember out this thing. So yeah, this Chrome options is done. Coming to the new line, I'll be writing here browser my variable name, putting out that equal to sign, and here using out the WebDriver dot Chrome browser that I was referring to. So this option, right, putting out the brackets here, and now what I would be needing is that I'll be needing out a Chrome driver.exe. So mentioning that out here. So just have a look that here this Chrome driver.exe is automatically, like I had already saved that out. That's the reason I could just put out here as simply. Now if that hasn't been into this particular place, so it would have shown me red zigzag line under this particular name which I had put on. So it means that this particular file isn't into your folder. So make it and put it into your folder, right? Putting out a comma here, and I have next parameter which is options. So you want to have out the Chrome options, this WebDriver.Chrome options, right? So into this options parameter, I'll be passing on the same variable which is my underscore options. Hope you got out this idea again very much carefully. And now in the last line, I'll be writing out here browser dot. Now I'll be using out the get function, and with the help of that get function, I'll be writing out the link for automating out and opening out my WhatsApp, right? So : / we have WhatsApp. Okay, that's web.whatsapp. So it's web.whatsapp.com, right? This is the link only. mention that out. Now what I'll be just doing is that I would be simply writing out here. I would just give it some time to sleep, and let's say that's 20 seconds. Okay. Now I would just not be proceeding right here for too much things. I would just simply run it out here so that my WhatsApp gets open for me, and now I could just execute get out the things as well here. Okay, I just need to link that out with the help of this code. So yeah, just let me quickly scan that out here. So yes, done. So now it's the time for automating and see. So yes, here it is how it looks like. Here is how this particular WhatsApp is being opened with the help of this. Now what I'll be doing is that I will be one single time I will be telling you that what are the things that we'll be needing here, what are the links that we'll be first of all needing. Fine. So the very first link that I'll be taking is of this particular. Let me just take it to above once again, of this particular search bar which we have. Because here the name would be searched of that person whom I just want to WhatsApp, right? For whom I just want to send out message using the WhatsApp bot. So at this particular place, the name of that person would be mentioned out. So what I would just do again, I would click on this place and do the right click. Go on to the inspect function. And yes, right here now I have some codes which are being actually written out with which it is getting executed. I would click on this arrow button, right? And now I would just go on this particular bar, right? So this is the particular place where this bar has been, the things for this has been written out. I would just do the right click on copy and go on to the copy X path. See, this is the procedure that you as well need to follow out for getting out the X path for any of the particular place. Let's say you have this cut out for this. You open out any particular person and here you just, let's say I just open out this particular person here. Let me close this out first of all. Yeah, this person has been opened, let's say. Right, now you just want to get out this typed a message box like path that what is it written here. So do on to the right click, go on to this inspect function and simply click on the arrow and come to this box. It will display you that, okay, what is the place where this particular link has been given. Again, do out to right click on copy and go copy out the X path. Right, hope you just got out the idea first of all very much carefully, whatever I was just trying to convey from here, that how you could execute out these particular things, right? Okay, now I'll be defining out that user chat option which I had left previously. Okay, let's get started. So here instead of this path, I would be coming down and making out some things. So I'll be using out one variable that is, let's say chat underscore name, my variable. Okay. So now here I'll be setting out that browser. So my browser name which we had used is simply browser, right? I just use out browser. You're not Chrome browser. Fine. Putting out a dot and giving out my function here, I'll be executing that with the X path, right? So this is the function that I'll be using out, putting out these double single inverted commas and pasting that out. So now whatever we had copied from there for that search button or the search portion, so that has been copied out here at this particular place. Hope you got out the idea now clearly that what I was trying to do out. So this one is being executed. This is the place where you would be selecting out your search text, search name box which I had shown you previously, right? So after that, I would just write chat.new and just simply use out my click function. That has been done, right? Now, I just will be entering out the name of that person whom I just want to get out and even I just want to send out the message for, right? So for that person, again, I'm writing out some code here. So let's say user underscore chat, my variable name. I would use here browser because that's the variable into which I had set out that I just execute these things on the Chrome browser. So that's the reason I would again and again be using out this particular browser every place wherever I'd be executing any particular thing. In that case, I'd be using this out, right? Putting on to this particular and okay. Now what I would just do, I would just not go again because I just need to sign in again. So in that case, I could simply write out the path because that's not that much difficult to get out the things. Okay, let me just do one thing. let me show you this thing once again right here. So, okay, let me comment out this line. So here it is getting commented and simply run it out. And now nothing will be happen for whatever the things I have written because I haven't called out my function yet. Okay, so that's the reason that it would not be getting out executed right here at this particular place, right? Fine, so that has been actually linked out. Let's quickly open that. Yeah, actually it depends on to the total that connection, that what type of internet connection you are having. So this is my search box. Okay, this is my search box. Now from here I'd be just writing out, let's say, any particular person name, and now I would be getting out the inspect for this particular thing again as well. Fine. So I would just click on this and copying out this name. Control C, copy out and copy X path. Fine. Closing this out and mentioning that path here inside this. I hope you got out the idea, and that would be absolutely same to the above one, right? The reason is that because whatever the things we have entered, that are absolutely same, right? And I would be just now making out some changes onto my own here because I just do not want that name to be getting displayed. I just want some other things. So I would just put on some path according to me here. You could as well use out the same path. Why? The reason is the things whatever are there that are absolutely same. That doesn't make any too much difference here, and too much sense here to write out the same path or to the different. That would make sense when you are writing out any particular username, but here you do not have any particular username, so in that case it doesn't make out that much sense. So I would just write out here. Fine, right? That I have simply entered out, and if you have done that thing with the help of that previous one as well, then as well it would be executed actually. Right, there's no such thing like that. So after this I have the user underscore chat, putting out a dot and using out here my send keys function, and inside that I would be passing on one name. So that's name underscore user, one of my variables, and that I'll be passing inside the function as well, name underscore user. That I'll be making in some time. Okay. Again, I'll be giving it a time dot sleep. So time dot sleep, and here comes, let's say, 2 seconds, simply 2 seconds, right? I do not want too much of time here. Next, now here I'll be using out the try and except functions. So that try and except functions will help me to get out some things for me. So here comes the try, putting out a colon and coming to the new line. So from that try and except function, I would be executing out, and inside this, I'd be selecting out my title name. So let's come down here and select out a title name here. So let's give it out a name. Let's say that's user is equal to, so variable, my variable is browser that we have already made out. Putting out a dot here and finding out the element by the X path. Browser dot find element by X path, putting on the single bracket. And now here I would be just simply writing out some things from my side. I would just not go again and copy that out. So yeah, you could as well write out because that's again the same one, right? Whenever it will be different for you and for me, I would surely let you know at that particular place, right? It's not that case. Okay. Okay, this bracket has been opened. It will be closed at the last. Simply write right inside this one right here. Putting out a comma. Using out my format function. Now, why I am using out my format function? Because I have a particular name. I have a particular list of persons to whom I just want to send out this message. So, in that case only, I just used out that particular format function. It will be sent to all of those persons whomsoever I save in that list that I'll be making afterwards, and that variable will be Chrome. That's user one. Let me show you. Name underscore user. Okay, hope you got that idea. So yeah, user dot click, that as well will be written at every place. That is done. Then comes my except function, that would be gone here. So it's except, I'll be writing except exception as E, putting out the colon, coming to the new line, and I could just simply write out one printf statement. that particular username you have given, that's not in the list. For that, I could use out a f string, that user name is being saved in the name underscore user variable, right? Is not in the list, right? Is not in the contacts, I could simply write out. Yeah, this would make sense actually. Okay, let me just quickly again explain you that what I have done here with the f strings part. So f strings, okay. Let's say you are making out any program or writing out any project. In that you have some variables, and inside those variables some text is being stored or some values are being stored, right? And you just want out those values, those text to be displayed here in between of your sentence, whatever you are writing. So instead of using that format function again and again, you could simply use out this f strings. It also as well does out the same thing which is done by the format function, but the thing is that it's easier to use out, right? So what we'll do is simply write out f in the starting, put out the double inverted commas, and inside that write out your sentence. Now whatever the variable name is there, and at whatever the place you just want the value of that particular variable to come, in that case you could just put on these curly braces, and inside that you could just write out your variable name, and it will absolutely show you the desired output, right? Hope that is absolutely clear to you. This one is done. I just want to use one more exception here, so I could just simply write out that, maybe I don't know you know this thing or no, but I would just let you know once that with one try you could use as many as except functions you want. It's not compulsory that for using the except, for using like 2 or 3 except, you just need to write 2 or 3 try functions. No, you write out one try function, and after that you could write any n number of except functions, okay? And if this is not the case, if the try function isn't working properly, so in that case just close out the browser as well. So I just want to now close out my browser for my exception, that if the things are not getting accurate, so just close out my browser dot close my function. And I just want to print out the exception as well, that let me know that what's the exception as well here, right? If basically the person's name is not there, then in that case print me out this particular statement. And other than that, if any such kind of error is in the try function, if there is any error here in the try one, this one, so in that case let me know that particular exception as well. And at last here we'll be exiting it out, so sys.exist, right? Okay, that has been done here. Now what we will be having is that I had already made out my main function, so let me just take it above right here. My main function is already designed, so some of the things are written here, some are still to be written out. So let's go ahead. I'll be making out one variable name here. Let's say that name underscore list. I'll be making out a list. Inside that you are always able to write out the name for those persons whom you just want to send out the message from this bot which we are gonna make. Let's say the person for whom I just want to send out the message, I have written out that particular person's name inside this list. It's as well mandatory for you as well to write out the name, right? Applying out my for loop. So if there in case there are many persons inside this, so we just need to use out the for loop. And if there is one, then also this for loop will actually work. There is no such case right here. So we are making out a program in such a way that you just put in like 3, 4, 5 persons at one time, then also it gets executed. And if you are putting out one single person's name, then at that case as well it gets the output, right? I'm just trying to write out the code in this such way, right? So if that's user underscore name, I guess, what was that? Okay, let me just write out. Let's see what was that variable which we had actually used above. So okay, let me just go on to the function that was name underscore user. Yeah, for name underscore user. Okay, for name underscore user in this name list, name underscore list, putting out the colon and coming down. Again, I would be using out my try and accept. Why we just always try preferring using our try and accept? Because this is, you could say, a safe site. That's the reason. Again, making out that user one which we had already made above, using out my browser, putting out dot, now using out here find element by XPath. Now for what I just want to do, this try function, what I am just now putting out here, I am putting out the title. Okay, whatever the username is there, we are going to select out the title for that username. Fine. So let's go. Okay, let's run this out. So I just need to comment this particular place. Fine. And even I just need to comment this out as well. Fine, let's run it out. So yeah, it would be just executed, and let me just scan out that code here. Fine, that's got executed. So right, so yeah, it's getting right here, and I just want, okay, still till the point the function isn't called, so that would not, the things will not go automatically, so I just need to do that manually as well. Okay, so I'm just opening out this particular chart of the person to whom I just want to send out the message. Now what I'll be doing is that I would be again opening out this, going on to this name, clicking on the inspect function, not the contact info. Right, it isn't. Okay, fine, let that be. Yeah, it would take a little bit time to get executed, and let's select out this, and I just want this person's name to get out here, and click on copy and copy the XPath. Right, closing this out and not closing, I would just simply minimize that, because now I just do not want to do out this once, all these things again and again. Okay, I'm so sorry. Control Z. Here it goes. Fine. I'll be putting out that path here inside this particular bracket, whatever I have just copied it out from that place, right? So yeah, in that case, this is the one, right? So XPath has been copied out. See, instead of this XPath, if you just want to see out that, take out that span part as well. So in that case as well, you could use as it is written out your span. So that as well you could use. So let me now just this time take out that span, so that you as well get out to know about that thing as well. So span, then this, putting out at the rate sign, here goes the title, equal to, putting out the brackets like this, and after this I would be closing this right here and putting out the large bracket. Right, this is how we just route out. Fine. Dot format function comes here into the bracket, my username, so that's my name underscore user. That has been done. My function completed. After this, I would be simply writing out here that's user dot click. That's okay. After this comes my accept. So here goes the accept exception as E. Putting out the colon, coming to the new line, and I could just simply write out here print. Okay, instead of this, I could just simply write out here. That's what's the variable that I had actually made above. I just forgot that out. Let me just quickly go above and check out that what's the variable which we had already made above. So right here it's that user underscore chat. Oh no, it's that the chat underscore new. Yeah, I could just simply write out here chat underscore new, and into the bracket I could just simply pass out here name underscore user and chat underscore, that's right here, like this, right? Why that's not getting it? So let me just simply write out a print statement only. Print, and I could just simply write out here print and E, and that will actually print me out my exception if any. Coming out of the try and accept functions, here comes the message box. Now there would be the coming out the link for my message box that we have. So here goes the box underscore message is equal to browser dot, and here comes the find element by XPath. Right, now I would again go on to that and let you know that how to get out the message box title from here. So yeah, select this out and come to this particular type. Fine. Copy this out, click on copy and copy the X path. Minimize this out and copy it out here, and yes, that's okay. This is how we just execute and put out the things right here, okay? So yeah, this is done. Now coming to the new line, I would just simply write out here that, okay, that's not the browser, that's box underscore message dot send keys, and into the bracket I just want to send out a message. Hi Shambhavi here, and hi Shambhavi here using the WhatsApp bot. Right, this is actually what I just wanted to be sending out here, so that has been written. And at last I just want one single statement to get executed, and that's the message box. So box underscore message, which is equal to, and here I'll be using out that browser once again, browser dot, using out find element by XPath, and inside this as well I'll be putting out the element. So let me just go once again to this particular Chrome. Let me take it this side. So where's that button gone? Fine, let me just close this out for a while actually. Okay, not this one, I'm sorry, this one, right? And let's say I just wrote out something. Let's say I just wrote out A here, and now I just want out this button, right? So clicking on this, clicking on inspect, and selecting the part out from here, going on to this button, and this is the part in which the button things are written, this part. Okay, clicking out this, clicking on copy and copy the X part. It's time for closing this out, and I would click on leave. Pasting that out here, right? So that button has been done here for the button part, and I'll just remove out this span from here. Okay. And at last here, what I'll be doing is that I would be writing out that box underscore message dot here, use the close function, the bracket like this right here, coming down, and yes, and okay, just one second. So these things, let me just go back to the particular place, and here's my inside my function, coming it out right here. And now it's the time for calling out my function which I have already defined above, right? So okay, and no, at this class at this place I'll be closing out my browser. So what's the name for that particular browser? I would just simply write out that's browser dot close like this, and putting out the brackets, right? Actually, this is how we just write out the complete code for the execution of these particular things, right? This is how we just go ahead with this particular thing. So just one another thing right here, that instead of this close, actually I just need to write out the click function, because of that only it would be getting executed, right? Now let's click on run here, and let's see and try running it out, that how it's gonna be. And just quickly, yes, I need to scan this out. So click on and link out a device here, and clicking on this scan, right? That has been executed. Now, what it would do, it would take out a little bit of time to get executed out, because we had mentioned out some time limit, that is some time seconds, that was around 20 seconds. So yeah, that has been actually executed out. Now let me just once again, okay, let me just now, instead of this click, let me just write out here as okay, let's write out that click only, and at that time I could just set out here as time dot sleep. Okay, before this I could just set out one line, that is time dot sleep, and I could just give it as, let's say, 10 seconds, right? And as soon as this has again be executed, I could just write here time dot sleep, and let's say I could just give out here 20 seconds. So as a person could actually figure out that whether the, like, whatever the program you have written, whether that has written and what has replied or not, whatever the things are there, right? So yeah, that gets executed. It would take some time to send. See, previous one it has automatically sent out to this person. Again, it would take out some time right here to get out the things, and it would take a little time to get executed, because whatever seconds we have mentioned, it will work according to that only, right? So let's see that how much time it is gonna take out. See, now it has opened that person's name. Here the message is here that hi Shambhavi here using the WhatsApp bot. That has automatically been sent out, and now I am waiting out here to get it closed, because I have set out a timer that was 10 seconds. So after that time has been over, this particular would get execute out. So as okay, let that get like closed out. We'll be just not waiting out for that. Okay, it has been done actually. I just thought of I would not wait, but it had actually done that thing again. Let's try running it out the program once again. I just need to explain out one or two more things right here in this particular place, and just one or two more things. So clicking onto this particular and linking out my device, so that device has been linked. And yeah, now again I would explain you very clearly. Please see it out here. See, as soon as this person has been done, so it would be waiting it out, right? It would be waiting for some 20 seconds. After that 20 seconds, it wrote out this particular message for me. Hi Shambhavi here, using the WhatsApp bot. It is not sending because again I have sent out then some time dot sleep. Again I guess it was 15 or 20. Now it had sent me. Now again after this, it would wait for 10 or 20 seconds, whatever I have just mentioned. Then it will automatically close that out, right? So this is how you could just create out this particular WhatsApp bot according to your choice. Now here I had sent it for one single person. You could just add multiple things here inside this list. You could add multiple persons and it will send for all those persons, right? Because my for loop is actually applied out here, right? So hope you just got out this idea very much carefully, that how it is gonna be. Right, so hope you enjoyed out this project as well and enjoyed out this course as well. So this is all for now. Till then, thank you and take care.
If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so that you don't miss out on any new updates or video releases from Great Learning. If you enjoy this video, show us some love and like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing. So make sure you share this video with your friends and colleagues. Make sure to comment on the video. Any queries or suggestions and I will respond to your comments.